Greetings and salutations, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Game Break. I am Charles, coming to you today with another episode of World and Economica. It's been a little while since I've played this game, so I admittedly forget where we left off. I believe we were still going over a bit of the moon economy. Never mind that the entire game is the moon economy, but last I remember, Hal and Hagana were getting through at least the first day of trading, if not the second even. And there's still like a month's left of the trading challenge going on. I admittedly kind of hope that we don't have to go through all like 30 days individually of the trading challenge, as much as I want to get character growth and story arcs going with this game. I kind of want to know how they get through this. Are they going to get first place? Are they not? Are they going to have time to get to first place? Are people going to call on the loan and they're all going to be in trouble? How is this going to go down? Hey, let's go find out. Let's dive right in. Yep, there we are, where we last left off. Let's get to it. Today, Hagana wasn't watching next to me, but kept fiddling with her terminal at the same table. I had copied the data from Investment Contest's official page, so she was using that as a basis for her thought experiments. Lisa didn't have her part-time job today, so after she was done with the housework, she made coffee for me, cocoa for Hagana, and then she started reading on the sofa. Today, it was a book about a theologist who was nicknamed Dr. Angelicus. After that, the trading today continued much like yesterday. Often, a stock that yielded profits once would continue to yield profits. The only real difference from yesterday was that I put a bit more capital in. That sketchy stock was hanging around 272 mools today. It was headed a bit upwards, but the short sales were piling up further. In the morning market, I managed to pull in 90,000 mools of profit off the stocks I profited on yesterday. That left me with a net gain of 210,000 mools. It wasn't bad, but hopelessly insufficient. The instant the morning session ended, I was foul-mouthed. Shit. Shit. Oh, I can't go that high yet. Sitting diagonally across the table, Hagana looked up. It's fucking shit. You lost? No, I didn't. If you won, why are you angry? It's not enough. That's a problem. Hagana nodded seriously. I got annoyed and asked, "Well, how are you doing?" I'm studying. What? Necessary things. At that, I wrinkled my nose. What's necessary? Looking at the internet, there are theoretical models for stock prediction. What? Right now, I'm analyzing and learning things I don't know. The theory is also fascinating. Wait, you can download these things off the net? You can. I couldn't bring myself to believe that and was stunned. Why would something that would make money be on the net? If it could really predict the price of stocks, then everyone would be profiting. What idiot put it there? Wait, show me. I told Hagana as I leaned across the table. Hagana's brows narrowed, but she turned the terminal around. What's this?
An academic paper taken from the author's name. It's called the Reach Model. Let's assume that a stock price moves essentially randomly on short time scales and follows a normal distribution. However, because today's stock price is influenced by yesterday's price changes, you use that as conditions for the conditional probabilities to derive today's price. Then, integrating the log normal distribution over a fixed interval, you can obtain the expected value of the fluctuation for a given interval. Oh, I'm having fun with this. It's hard not to smile and laugh at this.
Stop.
What?
I get it. I get that I have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Hagana's brows furrowed. She looked at me, then back at the terminal, and tilted her head.
And also, I looked up what you talked about yesterday.
What? I was just about to start shivering over how she really was a genius, and barely put words together.
Arts. Using those things. This way is much simpler to calculate.
On one hand, saying how the calculations were simple, while the other using the word chart with so little confidence. The gap was enough to make me laugh. Oh, the talk about the Golden Cross. Golden Cross. When the moving average starts turning upwards and the daily price movements are starting to cross the moving average line. I wound up sounding like a know-it-all again, but Hagana looked totally confused. With a small cough, I continued. To be honest, it's a pattern that's used often in chart analysis.
I don't really know the words, but the idea is super simple.
Yeah, because chart analysis is easy to understand. I don't really hate it, but I've got a feeling that it's not that useful.
You just have to put the statistics out and derive the probabilities. If the probabilities are in your favor, all you have to do is trade a bunch and it'll come to the expected value.
Well, that's true. You can do that?
Yes, anyone who can do arithmetic can.
Arithmetic? Now it was my turn to ask questions.
Add, subtract, multiply, divide.
Hagana's eyes narrowed as she looked at me. It was bad enough that I wondered if she thought I was an idiot. Adding and multiplying. No one calls that arithmetic, I thought to myself. But, well, if I knew which had a better probability of working, then that'd be a help, I guess.
Yes.
So, which ones look good? When I asked, Hagana's gaze fell on the terminal. I was surprised because I thought she had already finished the calculations. However, Hagana didn't move. Just as I started to form questions, Hagana finally lifted her eyes from the terminal and looked at me.
To answer that, there's a problem.
Oh?
It was something I realized when I was thinking of a different model.
What is it? Hagana looked down and mumbled.
I can't program.
What? When I asked again, Hagana lifted her face and glared at me as she spoke.
I can't program. Even if I know how to calculate, doing it all by hand is stupid, and there are things that you just can't realistically calculate by hand.
Ah. That is a legitimate problem. That's true. But that was a blind spot in the plan. Even though Hagana had amazing math abilities, it didn't necessarily mean she could apply it. School problems you can do on paper. But even in the investment contest stock trades, there were thousands of stocks, and each had a ton of information. As I was clutching my head, suddenly a voice came from the sofa.
Someone said program?
What? Are we gonna get Lisa in on this? When I turned around, it was Lisa. Well, yes, I did. Oop, dang it! Something about she knew programming. Really? Come to think, Lisa did graduate from the Lunar City University. Someone like that must have connections to geniuses that I couldn't even imagine.
Yes, I think that person did help you. And I've been wondering if there was any way I could help you two. So I'm going to make sure you get helped.
Lisa gave a wry smile, and my face soured a bit too. I'm not doing this all because of you.
Really?
Suddenly, sitting across from me, Hagana spoke. Hagana turned around, glaring at me.
You're not doing this for Lisa. What do you mean?
Why are you the one to get angry? And it's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean?
While I shrank back from Hagana, who still looked on the verge of flinging her terminal at me, Lisa stood up and stretched a bit.
Hagana, Hal's been considerate of me. Right?
It was embarrassing under Lisa's wry smile, so I turned my face away. If you're laughing, don't say it, I thought.
So, introductions would be better off sooner than later, right?
Well, that's...
Then I'll go talk to that person. Evening is best, right?
Yeah. Anything after 5.
Okay, got it. I'll go make dinner then.
With that, Lisa went to the bathroom and then stood in the kitchen. I shook my head and looked back at the computer, while Hagana sat in front of her terminal and tilted her head. The afternoon session was a steady advance, swinging 2 million mools around, each time earning 2% profits with a total of 16 wins and 2 losses. In total, 26% up. The only point of regret was that if I had cut losses faster, I would have had better performance. But even then, it had been a while since I'd seen these kinds of numbers. Up 520,000 mools, adding to the 120,000 yesterday. That was 640,000 mools. With that, earning 10% on 2 million would have yielded 200,000. But with 2.7 million, 10% would have been 270,000. Meaning I could earn an extra 70,000 mools. Just like that, through the power of compounding interest, money grows. I wished it could go like this in the real world, but I knew it was probably impossible. In the imaginary world, a few tens of thousands of participants were each given an imaginary 10 million mools and were forced to trade with all their might in 40 days. What I learned while trading was that everyone was trading hurriedly. Because of that, the stock movements grew big. And ultimately, if you could just ride the wave well, you'd make a ton. In the real world, everyone was a lot more cautious, so it wouldn't be like this often. When I gazed at the computer screen with an impossibly smug look, Hagana returned to the living room, apparently having gone back to her room to think.
Time to head out.
What?
We talked about it this morning.
Oh, meeting someone, right. I yawned and rolled my head to the sides, making popping noises. Hagana saw that and looked surprised. Where's Lisa?
She went out. Sometimes the neighbors ask for her.
Oh, what does she do?
Sermons.
Huh?
Lisa's a Christian. There's a number of people in this town like that.
Really now? I had thought that all the people who came from the Earth to the Moon were scientific and realistic types. People who wanted to gather so much money they wouldn't fear God, or those who came from the hell of knowing that there was no God. And you can't wait until she comes back?
Why? She told me the person's name and location.
Oh, I see. Then have a nice trip. As I copied Lisa's way of speaking, I returned to the computer screen. Thud. Right after I did that, Hagana's hand struck the table.
Why am I the only one going?
Me too?
Of course! Are you stupid?
She finally said it. About time. It was a pain to get worked up, so with a sigh of resignation I got up and gave a big stretch.
Also, Lisa said that Hal was familiar with the area.
You can't even go on an errand alone.
Did you say something?
Nothing. Hagana had been speaking while looking at a map on her terminal, but now she glared at me. Whether she heard me or not, she had a mean look in her eye, so I was scared. So, where is it? I'm not all that familiar with the area either.
The 5th outer section, 7th block, number 6, building 3, 4th floor.
I have no idea if you just recite the address.
Business name, Big Bull Cafe.
What? When I looked at Hagana, she looked up from the terminal and spoke.
Emmanuel Serrault.
Serrault? I had heard the name of the place before. It was the shopkeeper who was the perfect example of a lunar outcast. That guy? Is he going to introduce us to someone else?
I don't know. I was told to meet with him. You know the place.
Oh, I know it.
I see.
Hagana nodded and put the terminal in her bag. I also began to put away my laptop, but a number of question marks floated in my head. Is a guy like that really going to be of use? Hagana and I left the church together. As always, it was a dirty building. Still, this area was a lot better than the one where Lisa had her church, so Hagana had nothing to fear. There were a lot more beat-up and dreary buildings near Lisa's. Hagana and I walked into a concrete building covered with cracks and went up the stairs. The walls were covered with an array of sheets of paper. They were all about part-time job and loan offers. Lisa had apparently made arrangements beforehand, and Serrault wasn't a stranger, so there was no reason to be nervous. As we entered through the automatic doors, we found Serrault at the counter right by the side, fiddling with a game machine, his long legs up on the counter. Hey, we haven't heard this one in a while. Yow. When he noticed me, he took his feet off the table, and when he saw Hagana coming after me, his eyes widened. Well, looks like you've found a nice girlfriend. What? Huh? She's not. Lisa said so. What? Ah, just a joke. Don't get mad, moon scum. I glared at him and Serrault's shoulders just shook with his laughter. From there, he looked at Hagana. He waved, smiling and tilting his head slightly. It's with this friendliness. Meanwhile, Hagana seemed to get shyer. She was stiffly guarded when confronted with that friendliness. However, her line of sight was directed at Serrault's head. Maybe it wasn't so much that she was shy, but perhaps she was just afraid of afros.
So, Lisa said to come here.
Yeah, I heard. You're looking for a programmer. Programmer. Well, I'm not sure if that's what we want. You don't know. What's the deal? Well, Lisa did say she didn't really get it either. Yeah. I was searching for the right words to explain when Serrault continued to speak. Huh, your face looks quite a bit better than it used to. What? Yeah, in just a few days they change. Kids are amazing things. What's with you? Looking for a fight? Chill out. After all, Lisa's really kind. Hey, did you already use her lap for a pillow? What? Lap for a pillow? I had a brief image of myself sleeping, resting my head on Lisa's lap. It wasn't a bad thing. But wait, Lisa took care of this guy too. This guy. Together with Lisa. Lisa's lap makes a great pillow, right? How about you, Missy? Did you try it yet? When Serrault spoke to her with a smile, Hagana pulled back and tucked her jaw in tightly like she was wary, but eventually she nodded. Eh? Ah, you're the only one who hasn't. Well, not like it would matter, anyhow. Nope, not really, but well, it would have been nice if it were with Earth's gravity. Sure, with gravity's pull, all soft and pliant. Hey, calm down, Earth Dog. When I threatened him, Serrault's shoulder shook with laughter. Calm down. You'll get your turn eventually. I'm not talking about that. Alright, don't shout. You want a program. If it's not something messy, well, I'll give you a good price. What's that? What, you wanted a program, right? I was getting fed up with this and shot back. What, you're going to do it? Yep, that's right. Got a problem. Yes, we do have a problem, because it's Hal. When I had trouble answering, Hagana looked at me.
This person isn't Emmanuel Serrault?
That's me, Missy.
Missy?
Hagana asked angrily. Serrault also shrank back in jest. May I please have your name?
Hagana.
Oh? Serrault nodded and seemed to place some significance in her name, but didn't say anything further. He probably knew that she had run away from home like I did. Hagana is a strange name. There wouldn't be more than one person with it. So, I'm Serrault. What do you require of me, Hagana?
I want a program from you.
Nice to get straight to the point. What kind of program should I make?
A formula related to statistics. If possible, numerical analysis using calculus as well, or something that can run multiple regression analyses just from manipulating a few variables. And if you can do Monte Carlo simulations.
Whoa, stop there.
Yes,
What are you saying?
the program.
When Hagana answered, Serrault peered at her face. Then, looking at me, he shook his head. Something for Lisa's university.
It's not.
Games the kids play these days. Regression analysis and Monte Carlo simulations appear in them. Apparently in the ones I'm playing. What? Seriously? Serrault's eyes popped at my answer, but Hagana quickly spilled the beans.
We're trading stocks. I'm predicting with math, Hal's trading on sentiment.
It wasn't wrong, but that makes it sound like I was going by luck and gut feeling. You are! Ah. At the word stocks, Serrault looked like he finally got it and nodded repeatedly. I see, and so...
So, can you do it?
Hagana asked. Well, I probably can.
Really?
Serrault gave me a puzzled look at my surprise. Didn't you hear from Lisa? About what? When I questioned him back, Serrault's eyebrows narrowed. Then, giving his head a light shake, he spoke. Doesn't matter. If it's not some really crazy kind of math, I can do it. And that Monte Carlo thing, well, I can probably do that too. And usability-wise, I'll guarantee it'd be better than some random programmer can ever do.
Really?
Of course. He answered Hagana with a smile. However, Hagana's eyes were still on Serrault's afro, and she was braced as if something might jump out of there at her. If it's stocks, then there's data, right? What format? Look up the investment contest by the Ratzinger Economics Research Center. You'll find the data posted there. And I want to use that to look things up. Huh? Ratzinger? What, you know of them? Well, they're famous after all. I know a few people there. Wait, what? Okay, I got it. The things you want in the program. Just write it down and send it to this email address, and I'll do it for you. You can bring your complaints and questions directly here too, since I'm usually in this shop. If I'm not at the counter, I'm in the VIP room in the back. Are you living here or something? Exactly. It was a bit frustrating, but at the least the programming issue was going to work out. As for payment, yeah, you can pay me when you make it big. Serrault gave a sly laugh. Hagana and I both looked at each other for an instant, but since we couldn't waste money, we decided to nod for now and say our thanks. And unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there for this episode. I was not expecting to bring in that guy back into the plot. That's actually really cool. That's a nice touch. So now we have a lot of people playing into this game of stocks and money. We'll see how well his programming skills actually are, and just what sort of payment is going to be required further down the line. But for now, thank you all for joining me, and we'll see you next time to see just how things go from here. See you all next time. Made coffee for me, cocoa for Hagana, and then she started reading on the sofa. Today, it was a book about a theologist who was nicknamed Dr. Angelicus. After that, the trading today continued much like yesterday. Often, a stock that yielded profits once would continue to yield profits. The only real difference from yesterday was that I put a bit more capital in. That sketchy stock was hanging around 272 mools today. It was headed a bit upwards, but the short sales were piling up further. In the morning market, I managed to pull in 90,000 mools of profit off the stocks I profited on yesterday. That left me with a net gain of 210,000 mools. It wasn't bad, but hopelessly insufficient. What's necessary?
Looking at the internet, there are theoretical models for stock prediction.
What?
Right now, I'm analyzing and learning things I don't know. The theory is also fascinating.
Wait, you can download these things off the net?
You can.
I couldn't bring myself to believe that and was stunned. Why would something that would make money be on the net? If it could really predict the price of stocks, then everyone would be profiting. What idiot put it there? Wait, show me. I told Hagana as I leaned across the table. Hagana's brows narrowed, but she turned the terminal around. What's this? The instant the morning session ended, I was foul-mouthed. Shit.
Shit.
Oh, I can't go that high yet. Sitting diagonally across the table, Hagana looked up. It's fucking shit.
You lost?
No, I didn't.
If you won, why are you angry?
It's not enough.
That's a problem.
Hagana nodded seriously. I got annoyed and asked, "Well, how are you doing?"
I'm studying.
What?
Necessary things.
At that, I wrinkled my nose. Individually of the trading challenge, as much as I want to get character growth and story arcs going with this game, I kind of want to know how they get through this. Are they going to get first place? Are they not? Are they going to have time to get to first place? Are people going to call on the loan and they're all going to be in trouble? How is this going to go down? Hey, let's go find out. Let's dive right in. Yep, there we are, where we last left off. Let's get to it. Today, Hagana wasn't watching next to me, but kept fiddling with her terminal at the same table. I had copied the data from Investment Contest's official page, so she was using that as a basis for her thought experiments. Lisa didn't have her part-time job today, so after she was done with the housework, she made Greetings and salutations, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Game Break. I am Charles, coming to you today with another episode of World and Economica. It's been a little while since I've played this game, so I admittedly forget where we left off. I believe we were still going over a bit of the moon economy. Never mind that the entire game is the moon economy, but last I remember, Hal and Hagana were getting through at least the first day of trading, if not the second even. And there's still like a month's left of the trading challenge going on. I admittedly kind of hope that we don't have to go through all like 30 days